Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 for Wednesday, December the 20th, 2023. And where do I begin? What an afternoon. That's all I can say. What an afternoon. Absolutely astoundingly amazing afternoon. The markets did end up. I'm going to begin here with the S&P. I'm going to start on the hourly chart as I have been. The markets did end up attempting, I thought, to follow through and put in a fourth wave. But I had mentioned that we needed to leave open the potential that we could just turn, run, go up to next resistance, which was at 48.34. The high this morning, 48.30. And then the market started to come off. I thought, okay, highs are in. I got a wave 4 going. And then at about 2:30 Eastern, somebody pulled the plug. Somebody did something. And I'm noticing, I'll just show you, I wasn't watching to see how it traded or when it traded, but you're just going to notice it right here. The 47.50 puts 70,000, 47.55 puts 78,000, the 47.65 puts 115,000. This was the open interest coming in. 47.55 puts 1,100 coming in. The 47.65 put 1,900 coming in today. These all expired today, but still, wow. Coming in on that kind of day sets free a gamma smack that is just unreal. Unreal. That as this thing starts to go, that gamma just blows up in your face. Just absolutely blows up in your face if you haven't had any of these short. It was just deadly. That's all I can say. So having the market turn, yeah, I get why the S&P suddenly is just like down 70. Just an incredibly insane afternoon. Now, outside of just this incredible move, this incredible nosedive, it was, for an afternoon, it was an incredible trading. It was incredible trading. And not that I normally trade an afternoon, but when I saw this going on, I just kind of jumped in. And it just went. It just flew. It just did. All right. So here in the S&P, we're looking here at the 1 hour chart. I'm going to just kind of open this up a little bit more so we can kind of see some of these internals. Look at that. On the hourly chart, starting at 1 o'clock, no bounces. One little one there. No bounces. No green bars in between these drops. Drop it down to the 30-minute chart. Let's take a look. No bounces. These, they didn't last. So we're talking about a bounce that would last more than the 2 minutes it took to get up there. No bounces until after the market closed. Let's drop it down again. 15-minute chart. One bounce at 3:30. At 3:30, you got one 15-minute green bar. And that was it. And then finally, I'm going to bring it down all the way down to the 5-minute chart. A 10-minute bounce there, a 15-minute bounce there, which we saw, and a 10-minute bounce there. This is just incredible sell pressure. And I know I've talked about it before, but you would expect this market to be better supported after they ended up buying it up to that resistance level. So the incredible thing to me was I see that put buying. So whoever was selling those puts had no choice. Had no choice. They needed to sell a lot of gamma, and they needed to continue to sell that gamma. Amazing. It was an amazing move. But anyway, back out to that hourly chart. And let's just take a look. Let's just take a look at what this all kind of appears to be. Of course, I am marking this as just the completion point, but I have to be honest with you. We got a big high potential here now that this 3 is going to come down to here. The 4 is here. And then we do have still 5 waves up, but it is likely going to be minute wave 5. Now I'm going to pull it open again. And we're going to say minute wave 5 of what? Minor wave 3. Is there a possibility that we have now finished the minor 3rd wave and we're in a minor 4th wave? It's going to fit a little bit cleaner for the way that they took this thing to the woodshed. I will tell you that. Because look at this. There's the previous 4th. It exceeded and came within 4 points of getting down to 0.382. That's on the first move. On the first move. So you take a step back and you take a look and you go like, okay, what really kicked this into gear? What created a situation that the market basically felt like it began to panic? And they were hitting bids. I mean, and support. They dropped through support without a care in the world, without, okay, we're going to see a little bounce. There were no bounces until deeper support was hit. Then we get a bounce simply because somebody had a buy order that got triggered at that level. Boom, came in. Immediately replaced with another round of heavy selling. So, and this was across the board. Across the board. So in other words, the Dow down 475. The S&P was down 70, closes down 67. The SPX closed down 70. So they bought this back up in the after hours. The NASDAQ down 228. The NASDAQ cash I don't have over here anymore, which is very strange and bizarre. I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to put it back up. Down 257. So they brought it back up after the bell. The Russell down 33. The Russell itself was down more. They brought it back up after the bell. So again, I need to pay very close attention. We need to really stay on our toes because now there is a possibility. There is a possibility that it's like, I've been stretching this. I've been looking at it. I've been trying to count every single wave. I'm going to get a benefit of the doubt that this is a one-day wonder sort of thing, a one-day wonder because of the options in a couple of areas. And it just forced it. It just kind of tossed this thing right over the edge. Now, if we continue, even overnight, we come down, we start breaking down right now, right there, 46.27. That would be the level do not cross zone. If this ends up being minor wave 3, then essentially, I'm going to take this one off for just a moment. We'd be looking at coming from here on up, and we'd be looking at a 4th wave. Come on. Yep. And we're going to go up to that high. Come on. 41. Yeah, that's actually a little bit higher. Let me get over there to the hourly chart just because I want to be extremely accurate on this. 40.29. Yeah, I got it. 40.30. Okay, so what are we looking at? 0.236. That's where it almost got to this afternoon, to the initial first level, 0.382, 46.69. So which 4th wave are we dropping into? If this is minor, this has to be the minute. And then these just get cut back. So again, and bring it back out to that 4-hour chart. It's a very, very bizarre finish to a day that truly you're kind of looking, going like, how do I want to view this? How do I want to think about it? And where do we go from here? So unfortunately, we're going to have to just kind of take it almost day by day, because all my years I've seen a lot of things, but continually this has been like, okay, we're in this year-end rally, we're in this, everybody's moving back in, a lot of money's coming into the market, then suddenly stopped and we're out and we're selling and we're going, and it was like, wow. um and again, if you were a position trader and you were long, you got skunked, and I apologize. I'm sorry about it. There's nothing I could have done, but you had to be really quick and you had to work with stops or whatever. But even as a day trader, even as a swing trader, you had to be able to move in and out really fast, and you had to be able to switch gears really fast. Now, how am I going to leave this? I am going to give the benefit of the doubt to the market reacting to these options trades, if that truly was what took place. There was one analyst or whomever that got contacted and came out and said, well, they finally really took a look at those stellar consumer confidence numbers. I'm like, those came out at 10 o'clock or one at 10 o'clock this morning Eastern. And at 2:30, you're deciding that's when they decided they're going to start selling based on those numbers. So that I discount it. An uptick in the bond market, it wasn't actually even that strong. So, some comments on what Powell was talking about. I don't know. So again, they're really trying to pin something on here. And my thought goes to, I went and I looked at the options and I'm like, wow, look at how the puts traded. Now, again, I wasn't watching them all day, so I couldn't even tell you what time those options traded. I can just tell you that it's like once it started going, the gamma exploded against a lot of traders. So it got ugly. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that this could be a one-hit wonder, and that we turn, and that the whole thing came in one foul swoop, and that we turn higher and we start to move back. Now, if that's the case, folks, this market has got a lot to do. And I can't actually fathom that they're going to pull in the buying support that they're going to need to get this back above 48.30. Because that, in essence, would be what would be required to finish this particular pattern. Otherwise, I got to take a step back, a big step back, and possibly consider that this is all done. This is all done. We've worked for a long time on the break to new all-time highs and how it maybe wouldn't get very far, or it could go until we got up into the C wave, equaling the A wave at 51.87. And how we could go further, I think I got rid of that other one, where we had the irregular, and those would have been, it just are up here above 5,000. But in essence, I'd often felt that we could get as close as we could get. This time we broke it. We broke above. But it was, if you're just looking at this market, you're saying it was rejected. It was rejected, and rejected in a big way. So it's going to be interesting to see how they want to open this up in 17 minutes. So right now, let's give the benefit of the doubt to that we're still in this wave 4. Or we finished minor wave 3 and we're in a minor 4. And we still have a minor 5th wave up to do, but we may finish this week by doing a little bounce and coming back down and ending up down in here to really finish a minor 4th wave. It's not that big of a stretch. I would just to show you what I'd have to do. This third would have to come down even lower, or here and the 4, and then the 5 is right there. Or I'd have to that's a 4-hour chart. Let me bring it back down to my hourly chart and let's take a peek. The 1, 2, I could do it here, 3, 4, 5 of 3 of this minute 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of minor wave 3. So it is possible. I did work it out before. I don't particularly care for it. It kind of crunches a lot of things together, but it's not impossible. So the 3, this becomes minute 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minor 3. So it's a minute wave 5 goes up here and a minor 3 goes above it. And then this is A of minor 4. We get a B of minor 4 and we come back down. These are for the minor degree. And we come back down into 5 down to here. Now, if that's the case, right back out to that 4-hour chart, open it up. There's where it cannot cross. So we're pretty deep. It would have to get really, really deep. Now, we have been here before where we have watched these markets do this, and they wanted to mark this as a 4, right? So, okay, so it has this habit, but see how that all kind of wiggled its way down and wiggled its way down? This just puked. So again, I've got to let it more play out. But this is kind of, I'm sorry to say, this is when I am thanking God, I guess, for becoming a day trader, not carrying a position, having the ability to go in and play it any which way it wants to go and make serious, serious money today. So I'm going to leave it just at that what we're really witnessing right now could be the possibility of a minor 4. A minute 4, I'm going to leave it alive, but I'm not leaning on it real hard. Like that's got to be. But a minor wave 4, I could do. But I got to see a little bit more in the market before I can actually, I'm willing to change this. Moving averages, believe it or not, came down, touched that 50. This is the 4-hour chart. Touched that 50. It held it. I'm telling you, if it would have broken it, this thing would have gone all the way down to the 100, which is at 46.87. That's where I think it would have ended up. 47.30 would have been toast. And then it just really puts these other moving averages into jeopardy, and the entire pattern into jeopardy, and the entire market into jeopardy. So we went from extremely overbought to look at that straight. Look at that relative strength, which didn't exist. It was interesting. Over in the NASDAQ, this is my beast of choice that I trade. And again, I am basically, we're counting minor wave 5. And I believe we're in minute wave 5. And now I'm believing, okay, this was minuet 3. And again, got almost to a resistance level for minute wave 5, but came in and then dropped like a stone. So if I'm just putting in for a minuet wave 4, we're getting close. 16,663, 16,536, those levels. Here's the do not break level, 16,231. Now, if they really got something going on where it's like, oh my God, get out of the market, something bad is happening, and I haven't heard, then it's not going to be very much further before they smack 16,000. Remember how much money went in and how hard it rallied to get up to 17,000. It just ran and it just ran and it just ran. And we're not seeing it come out of here yet. Nvidia, yeah, it drops 15 bucks. But look at that. They're already stepping back in. When we need it, we'll take it back. Broadcom, well, we'll start buying it back. Apple, okay, well, let's buy it back up. We're going to buy it back up 50 cents. It's over. We're done. We want it. We're taking it back. Now, either that or it's just, we're too short or whatever, or whatever their reasons are. But you can see they're going to start to move back into the market. Right now, initially, okay, well, unchanged. Down 3 to unchanged. So back in the NASDAQ, this is what could be. If it gets a 4, they run it back up. Now, the NASDAQ should not have as much problem as possibly the S&P would have in getting itself back up 70 points. The NASDAQ, 70 points. Okay, get out of my way. We'll go. And that could just because they step back into Apple. They step back into these stocks. So I'm leaving it as it is. Could this be all done at this level today? 17,073. I took that resistance level down, but that was sitting there yesterday afternoon, folks. And I mentioned it yesterday afternoon, and I think the level actually was 17,070. And it topped, or 74, and it topped at 17,073.50. And then just puked. Sometimes even I get surprised at how accurate the Fibonacci gets hit. And then it died. We're giving it the benefit of the doubt. Can I think that this might be all done, including minor wave 5? Yes, could be. I just have to move this down to here, move this over to here, and this becomes minuet wave 5, of minute wave 5, of minor 5, of intermediate wave C, of primary B. It is possible. It is possible. But we're going to give the benefit of the doubt to the market that they're not giving up on their year-end whatever. But it is possible. I'm not calling it. I don't have enough information, and there definitely isn't not enough. But I will tell you, I am looking for it and have been according to my count. A lot of this came off because it was resistance that coincided with waves that are now done. All this internal that I was counting here, all done. I took it all off. The third wave, if I'm calling it here, anything there was done. Took it off. What we got left is for minute wave 5, which would be, once this is done, is going to be in motion. Because what we got then is a minuet wave 5 to complete the minute wave 5 to complete, et cetera, all the way up. And that level sits at 17,131. What do we got above there? 4.236, again, same thing, minute 5, at 17,337. And don't tell me that the market can't do it because, hey, stranger things have happened. I'm going to kind of leave it right there for right now. This was a great day. I want to start by, I am going to include the following, and please bear with me because I've been talking about some changes that I'm going to be making. And what I'm now going to start with is I've revised a couple of things. I've had people that aren't real happy with membership levels and things of that nature. So here's what I want to put together and I want to present. As all of you know, because I mentioned it, I have a trade room. And right now, I have somebody else that actually was coaching with me and has really understands and trades extremely well, sees the market and everything else. So we've kind of joined forces. And together we're doing my trade room. And I keep my trade room very, very small. And I really don't take more than 10 people at one time. And the reason is because it's a teaching room, it's a learning room. And so I have open mic. I mean, we mute ourselves if it's like if you got background noise or whatever. But people, members of the trade room, when they come in, they can talk. They can ask a question. They can give their own what they see. A lot of things can take place so that we can teach. Now, the accuracy of what we've been trading has been extremely strong, and we trade the NASDAQ. And as far as like we go in and we can make our money early. Now, just trading this afternoon from 2:30 until the close, and actually I stopped before the close. Uh, I ended up making in that period of time $1,250. The moves were there. They were fabulous. And I'm not talking that I'm trading 10 contracts. I was trading two contracts. And it came very quickly. The money was there. And that actually also included a couple of times where I stopped myself out, got back in, et cetera, et cetera. So $1,245. So, and then in the morning, there was another time period, it's like in that first hour where we were like up 400. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the goal. So I'm sending out an invitation that if you join my trade room, then the price of the trade room is $299 a month. I don't offer trials and I don't offer any refunds. And the reason is because it's like, come on, if you really want to know how to trade or how we trade or pick up some technique or pick up some style so that you can actually do this, I really feel that the $299, you should be able to, even if you follow our trades as we're doing them, to make $299 in your first or second day. That's my gig. Now, I don't guarantee that because each one of us has a learning curve, but the possibilities are there. And this is the market. The NASDAQ is giving this very consistently. Now, if you have an interest in doing this, it's $299 a month, but we will show you. We will help you. We will give away what we're doing and how we're doing it, what our levels are each and every day. So $299 a month, go to www.logicalsignals.com and go to the trade room tab. And if you have an interest, go ahead and join and I will hook you up. I will send you the links. And again, I'm accepting right now 7 additional traders who have an interest in day trading. All right, I'm going to finish it up right there. Our next update will be on Thursday, December the 21st. I think tonight is the longest night, so hopefully we'll all be able to get a bunch of sleep. Let me just take a quick look at what we have coming out tomorrow in jobless claims. We have revised GDP. We have the Philly Fed manufacturing. That could be interesting. And U.S. leading economic indicators. Wow, it either is the make or break on a lot of this stuff. Have a great evening, everybody. Again, if you have any questions, please just leave it in the comment section about the trade room and I will get in touch with you. And our next update, again, Thursday, the 21st.